Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. In the last session, we met up with our Inquisitor alongside Morrigan, who brought her there to see us, which was very cool. And then we had a couple more companion missions to complete, which we have done. And now we have just two things, I believe. What am I doing? Journal. Just two things to do, one of which is the big main mission, and the other is this one, which we've been waiting a while for, which is to investigate the wolf statuette, which was blocked off from us for ages until we met the Inquisitor. So, I believe that is what we're doing right here. So, what's that going to be? View regret. What are you going to be showing me here?
You cannot do this, Algernon. You swore that we would give up our commands when this horrific war was over.
Our people need our leadership. If you're unwilling, leave.
Our people must rebuild, and we must help
Mythal,
unite them.
hey?
So, we did not fight for freedom, but to conquer this land and our own.
We fought to win, and now the Evanuris are as gods. I do not answer to Mythal's annoying lapdog.
The people are afraid. They must believe in something.
They need strength.
And wisdom.
They need gods who can protect them.
We are not gods. You will learn that.
Every lapdog hides a wolf inside.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, I wonder... Oh,
that
hello.
was strange. They were speaking Elven, but I understood it.
I believe we have experienced a memory in each of our native languages.
Interesting.
Not just any memory. One of the Dreadwolves.
And the mages who declared themselves my gods, well, mine and Davrin's, and Rook's.
Yeah, one of them was... Because you'd have thought that, you know, it might be Elganan and Gillenane, but it wasn't. It was Elganan and Mythal. So, that is interesting, because, like, obviously Mythal was betrayed by them eventually, it seems like, and was friends with Solus eventually. But here he's being called her lapdog, and she's, like, agreeing with Elganan that they should ascend and, you know, take over, essentially. Interesting. Revelatory and also bad. Yeah, let's just go with that, I guess, because, yeah, obviously, not mine is a bit like, well, they kind of, you know, sure, but also they were, you know, so, revelatory.
It's not every day you witness the start of a religion. I wonder if they're all this disappointing.
I wish they were monsters. Something grand and terrible. Seeing them like that, they're no better than Tevinter nobles.
Yeah,
But
that
no
also
worse,
means that...
either. They were people. And people can let
That
you
also
down.
means we don't have to be as scared of them, right?
Right.
They're not gods.
What else can we take from this memory?
They're just people.
Elgranon was hungry for power. Did anything he could to get it, and to hold on to it.
Then Solus, furious at Elganon's installing himself as a despot, started his rebellion.
There's another moving part in this. Mythal. She was keeping the peace.
Mythal and Solus were
Was she
close.
keeping the peace? That didn't...
The Inquisition
That didn't
found
read
a
like she
temple
was
to
keeping the
Mythal,
peace to me.
and there were wolf statues everywhere.
Then she sides with Elgranon over him. A betrayal.
No wonder he was angry.
It sounded like Solus was loyal to Mythal.
Nev disapproves?
What did Elganon call him? Mythal's lapdog? And then she grabs power alongside Elganon instead of standing for her principles. I'd be angry too.
Angry enough to start a rebellion?
That's not how he'd see it. He didn't destroy the world. Elganon did. Solus did what he considered necessary to stop him.
Solus would try to justify what he did, but he'd also blame himself for what happened.
Perhaps these murals aren't simply memories. They're what Solus wishes to forget.
His regret. That means they're a way to learn his weak points.
Why are we worried about Solus? He's trapped.
Right. But the Dreadwolf was the god of trickery. He's looking for a way out. Bet on
You
it.
say that, and yet every time I go to see him,
Keep your
he's
eyes
just stood
open in
there.
the crossroads. If there's a way
What
to
is
restore
Bro
the rest
doing
of these
in
murals,
the many, many
Solus would have
hours
kept
where
it
we're
in his
not
hideaway.
having a chat with him?
It'd be nice to get inside his head for a change.
Like, is there actually anything to explore there in the space where he's trapped? Like, has he got a place to search around and look for a way out or anything? Or is he just, like, fucked? He's just... Because it doesn't seem like there's much of a space to actually explore there, does it? Oh! 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 I just realized it's not just that one, it's each individual wolf statue that we have. We're about to get a back-to-back of every, like, a whole bunch of memories. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. This is a fucking lore episode. This is a fucking lore dump, is what we're getting today. Yes, please. Fucking give it to me.
I was not certain you would come.
You were the one who walked away. I never turn my back when my friend needs me.
The Evanurus seek the magic of the Blight.
Impossible. The Blight is safely sealed away forever.
Though I wish I could believe you. I have sensed the breaking of the wards.
What?
I will investigate
the
your
Blight?
claims. If they forget the danger of the Blight, I will endeavor to remind them.
What if, instead, you left the Evanurus?
They already
and
had
remained
the
with me?
Blight there at the time.
Do you not wish for freedom from this struggle?
Be at peace, love. I will stop them.
Yeah, good luck
As
with
you
that.
must. The Blight is our mistake.
Oh? What does that mean? The Blight is your mistake.
Did Mythal call Solus love in that memory?
That's what it sounded like.
So they were doing it.
The elven gods were free with their emotions. They felt things deeply. The way they express things, well, it feels romantic to us, but that wasn't really how it was. Back then, I mean.
Nah, they were doing it.
Okay, that's the most I've enjoyed Tash so far. Nope. Yes, obviously.
Oh, they were absolutely doing it.
Being with someone you're rebelling against? Doesn't sound like Solus.
He also met her in secret and talked about how they could run off together.
It sounded so tragic.
I wonder what she looked
romantic.
like back then.
Oh, wait. Never mind. That does sound
Properly,
like him.
Because
So the Dreadwolf.
those
versus
paintings
Mythal,
aren't the most clear.
They might be fighting, but they have history.
Like,
And
you
he
can
warns
kind
her
of see
about
it's
the other
Solus,
gods
but like,
using the Blight.
you know.
That's more important than his rebellion. It's like kingdoms coming together when an archdemon rises.
Mythal didn't think it was possible. She said the Blight was sealed away. There's an old legend about it. Davrin, the one with Andrul's armor. Not sure it matters.
Tell us the story, yeah, please.
We're deep in elven lore already. What's the legend say?
Right. Well, Andrul was the goddess of the hunt. She put on armor, magic armor, made us something called the Void, drove her mad.
I remember this one. The other gods were afraid Andrul would turn on them. She was doing all kinds of horrible things, causing plagues. It does sound like the Blight.
Well,
I
it
assume this
all
lore was
ends
probably
with
in previous
Mythal
games, but I've
fighting
forgotten that.
Andrul. After, Mythal turned into a dragon.
She what? Why didn't you start with that?
Anyway, she took Andrul's armor away. Then Andrul's madness left, and peace returned.
I don't remember this lore at all.
So it's possible Andrul stumbled onto the magic of the Blight.
And when Andrul went mad, Mythal took it from her and locked it away.
Until someone
Right,
started
except it
using
can't just be
again.
that Andrul stumbled onto this magic, because they specifically said it was their mistake, so... If they just, you know, saved Andruil or whatever by taking it from her and locking it away, then it wouldn't be their mistake. That wouldn't make sense. So it has to be that they have some hand in the origination of the Blight, I think. But yeah, I'm really curious where, like, maybe I have read that lore in previous games. I mean, you know me, I've read every fucking codex in all of the games. So if it was there, I guess I probably read it unless I never found it, but I've always been pretty thorough. So maybe I did read about this, but that's not triggering any, it's not ringing any bells in my head, that specific bit of lore about Andruil going mad and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know which game that is in and whereabouts if you are aware, because I am curious where that was. Solus felt guilty.
Okay. Solus warns Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. It's not just bad, it's something bad he feels responsible for. The Blight was our mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
How is the Blight their mistake? Did they find it? Did they make it? What does that mean?
Whatever it was, it convinced
They must have
Mythal
made
to
it.
take him seriously.
Finding it
So Mythal
wouldn't
goes off to investigate what
cause
Solus
guilt.
says.
If it was
Then
already there and you just find
what?
it.
It's too clean.
Seems plenty messy with them doing it.
But this isn't just a memory. It's something Solus wanted to hide. What's the crime? What did we see here that he feels guilty about?
I think I might know. When the Inquisitor was saving the world from the breach, she met Mythal.
What? Like in a dream?
It was complicated. She helped the Inquisition. There was a magic pond and a dragon.
Nice.
The point is, she also said the other elven gods betrayed her, killed her.
Yeah. So he feels guilt over that. What do we mean by killed? Yeah, because obviously her spirit lived on.
Okay, sorry, point of order. If they killed Mythal, how was she still around to help the Inquisition?
Elven god magic? She'd spent centuries gathering strength and sharing people's bodies, I think.
Body after body
if it was
after
a
body.
truly benign possession, that speaks to her character.
Well, yeah, about that. Not so sure about that one. I can't remember actually. Did they ever definitively say that her daughters were like okay with it? The fact that she kept on. I'm probably forgetting the details, but I remember it being like, because that was the whole thing in Origins, as Morrigan was scared that she was next in line, right, for Flemeth to take her body and keep on living. Flemeth being Mythal. But I can't remember. I think they did talk about that, didn't they? Was it in Inquisition? And I can't remember. I feel like Flemeth said that they were willing or something, and it wasn't just that she was, you know, killing people and taking their bodies. But I'd have to refresh my memory properly on that. Let's go with. Let's just go with he blames himself.
Solus tried to do the right thing by warning Mythal about the other gods using the Blight, but he got her killed.
Well, it's not just that she died.
What do you mean, Tosh?
It's... Ugh. There was stuff he wanted to tell her, but he waited too long, and then she was dead. He never got to make it right. That twists you up.
That's it. There's our crime.
Doesn't really tell us anything we can use, though.
We know more than we did. That's something.
Then I guess we keep our eyes open if we come across more of these
I have
memories.
such good news for you, Rook. I have some actual top tier news for you. Number 3, what have we got? Is this him creating the Fade? Creating the Veil, rather?
You dare to try to cage us, jealous of our growing power!
You will pay the final price for this betrayal.
We warned you not to use the Blight. For this, and for Mythal,
Okay, this is
I
after she's
sentence you
dead.
to sleep in exile ever after. Your own lives will form the veil that keeps the horror you unleashed at bay.
Huh. Your own lives will form the Veil? What does that mean?
So he locked the gods away and created a veil between this world and the Fade.
Your own lives will form
they
the Veil,
were terrible,
though.
no
That's
question.
a very specific phrase.
But what he did, it didn't just stop them. It destroyed our culture, our world.
It wasn't just to stop them. It was to stop the Blight. We've seen how bad Elganon and Gillenane are. Imagine all 7 corrupted gods running wild.
So he created the Veil just to keep the elven gods locked in their prison?
Yes, to keep them from accessing the Fade. But was the creation of the Veil around the world an accident?
You heard him yelling. That's not the sound of a ritual going right.
What do you think, Rook?
He's to keep them from accessing the Fade, but the prison was in the Fade, right? So I feel like that's not... I don't think he... I don't know. Am I missing something with what he just said? Because he said to keep them from accessing the Fade, but it would keep them from accessing the Fade if their prison was on this side of the Veil, but it wasn't. It's on the other side of the Veil, in the Fade, because their prison was the Black City, right? So, which is in the Fade. So it didn't keep them from accessing the Fade. I really want to know more about the other gods. Because, like, we've got this focus on Elganan and Gillenane, and Mythal, obviously. But Mythal was dead by the point that he locked them up. But, what was going on with all the others? Because are they just, like, you know, also... They were also there, but... You know, who cares? Or, like... I don't know. I wonder why, specifically, we are focusing on Elganan and Gillenane. And we still don't know why the others didn't come out of the portal thingy at the start, right? Like, are the rest of them dead? Because they're obviously all alive as he's locking them in there, so what happened to them? Why are they not out? Or are they just still locked up and that's all fine and it was just, like, he managed to get a handle on it after only 2 of them escaped? Or we don't know the exact reason why only Elganan and Gillenane are left right now. He was fighting tyrants.
I am a shadow dragon. We've been fighting against power-hungry mages for a while now.
Nice, I really like that
was doing the
response.
same. It looks like he did the best he could.
Even as he destroyed our people's world, locked away who we were.
Our gods were using the Blight. I think the Elven Empire was burning down one way or another. And it's clear he wishes he'd done it differently. That's why he's ashamed of this memory.
How else could it have gone,
I had
though?
another question, and I'm sorry, maybe this doesn't matter, but Solus trapped the blighted gods in an ancient elven building, right?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Maybe a palace? Fancier than what I've seen in Arlethan, at least.
And then, the Magisters were lured into the Fade. They broke in, which let the Blight escape, and turned the Golden City black.
Yep.
Right, and the Black City hangs in the Fade, a little reminder of their mistakes. What's wrong, Lace?
It's just... The Chant of Light says that the Maker built for them the Golden City, the center of all creation. But if the Golden City was an ancient elven palace, then the Maker didn't build it. The elves did. The Chant of Light is Andraste's visions from the Maker. But it sounds like it's... wrong.
You're asking if we just disproved the entire Andrastian faith.
Yep.
Did we?
Ooh, these are interesting. Confirm continued belief in the Maker. Share Harding's belief and anxiety at learning this. Speak as someone who does not believe in the Maker. Do not give a personal view regarding the Maker. Put aside questions of the Maker and speak as someone... Okay, these two are the same. That's an interesting one. I absolutely believe that, like, the Maker as some kind of figure exists in the same way that, like, the elven gods exist, but they weren't gods, right? They were mages, and, you know, all we've come to learn about them. So I believe there is a figure who, you know, has come to be known as the Maker, like the god of all creation type shit, but but they're not going to be, like, an actual god. It's going to be something else, you know, that we haven't found out yet. Maybe, I don't know, was the Maker... Like, if we're saying that the Maker was the one that built the palace, and so built the Golden City, built the prison, did Solus build the prison? Has Solus been thought of as both the Dreadwolf and the Maker the entire time? Like, 2 different sides of him or something? And, like, the way that, you know, those sort of myths and legends twist over time and get repeated, slightly variations over the generations, and, you know, over time it's come to be that these 2 different things, but it was actually, you know, Solus The Maker, the Dreadwolf, they're all one and the same kind of thing? I don't know. I feel like that's a possibility. I don't know if that's where they're going with this, but I'd like to learn more for sure. Because that is interesting. But then also, yeah, the whole, like, Andraste part of it. I guess, yeah, because how did Andraste get these visions? Because Solus would have been asleep when that was happening. So I guess it's not, yeah, okay. That sort of disproves that theory. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I want to answer this, because I don't believe in the Maker as a actual deity figure, but I do believe that someone existed that has come to be thought of as the Maker, as the histories have, you know, gone on. So I don't know. There's no option that's like along those lines. It's either you do believe or you don't believe, or putting it aside, and I don't want to put it aside because that's like, you know, fucking pussying out, but at the same time, none of these quite capture the way I'm thinking of it. But so I think I'll go with this. Don't let this shake you doesn't specifically commit. It says at the top that it's speaking as someone who does not believe, but it's not saying like, because I'm sorry this hurts is also sort of like a, yeah, I'm right. Like, yeah, I'm sorry this hurts that you found out the truth, that there is no Maker, lol, kind of thing. Whereas don't let this shake you is, you know, I'm still supporting her, even though I don't believe in this instance. So, sure, let's go with that.
The Maker was never my faith, Lace, but I don't think you have to give it up.
But what they taught us was just wrong. What if the Maker just doesn't exist?
The chant of light might be wrong, but it's been made and changed by people over 1,000 years.
There was a whole verse about an elf named Shartan, and the chantry just cut it out.
So maybe the Golden City was meant as a metaphor, or maybe it was added because of politics. That might change the history, but it doesn't have to change your whole faith.
The Dalish clans are struggling with the same thing. What do we keep? What do we lose?
The Elven Gods, the Maker. No matter who you light a candle to, you've got some hard questions to ask yourself right now.
Doctrine is not the truth. It is one of many paths to the truth.
I recognize the sentiment, though not the specific quote. Who said that?
My mother.
Questions of faith aside, we have some very real gods that still need killing.
Looks like there are 3 more of these murals with the Dreadwolf's old memories. Wonder what else he's hiding.
Let's fucking find out, shall we? Dude, this is great. This is the shit that I came to this game for, you know? Like, this is the good shit. Okay, what do we got here? When is this one taking place? Are we going chronologically? Like, is this after he's locked them away?
You have so long observed the world.
No, because Mythal's,
Why not consider joining it?
But I have no desire to live as humans. I have the Fade. Besides this talk of taking on a solid form, I think you underestimate the danger. When you took the glowing stone to build your body,
okay,
did the earth not shake?
Delirium gives us the strength we had when we were of the Fade. We are the best of physical and spirit. I need your wisdom, Solus, to withstand the louder voices who would go too far like Elganon. I need you.
This is madness. You must know that. I will always follow where you go.
Wait. Is that...
What? This is astounding. The ancient elves were spirits who voluntarily manifested a physical form.
Oh,
I'd rather
okay,
go
that's
back
not...
to talking about the Blight.
I mean, that's also kind of
Lucanus.
crazy. That's not quite what I was
Spite
thinking.
Turn into an elf?
I thought the rock, when they
Sorry,
said...
but-
I thought they were talking about
What?
titans. When they were like, we use this to build our bodies, I thought they were talking about lyrium. And lyrium's like titan blood or whatever. I was thinking that she'd built herself a body and it was like a titan or something. And we were learning about titans, but no. Okay, I guess they were just talking about crafting actual elf bodies. Okay, I guess our secret's out. Okay, that's too good not to click.
We hid the truth for as long as we could, but yeah. Melara, Davrin, and I have secretly been spirits this whole time.
Not funny.
I don't know. Sounds like something a rage demon would say.
You're going to confuse Tosh.
What? I wasn't listening.
Why is Davrin
There weren't
always
any dragons
carving
in this one.
the same wooden
To be
block
clear,
in every
this
single
memory
conversation?
only shows that the first elves originated from spirits. You three are no more spirits than anyone else conceived naturally.
Conceived naturally? Guess I'll go ask my mother.
The knowledge that an entire people were formed from a mass manifestation could change our entire understanding of magic.
If we let it out, is that the right call? Do you want bigoted humans yelling about how elves are demons?
Nope.
Davrin's got a point. World's not short on small-minded humans.
Ain't that the fucking truth? I don't want to cause harm.
If the world learned about this and it led to attacks against elves...
Not that the elves
have
are having
enough
such
trouble
a...
as it
Yeah.
is down in
Not that the elves are having such a great time
we have to
anyway,
tell
but...
someone, though. Strife and Irulan, at least.
If I told Thea and Viago, they'd think I was sampling Viago's poison collection. No one would believe us.
Okay. We keep this to people we trust who have good reason to know. No shouting it from the rooftops.
Agreed. The Morn Watch has a great deal of experience keeping dangerous secrets.
So, beyond the world-shaking stuff, what else did we learn here? Solus himself was a spirit.
What kind do you think he was?
Well, his name is Elven for pride.
Oh, okay.
There's something else. Not about spirits, or not all about them at least. Solus didn't want to become a person with a physical body.
Right. He only agreed after Mythal begged him.
Then that's his regret. He wishes he'd never taken physical form.
Maybe, but not just that. Solus was scared. They built their bodies out of lyrium, and it made the ground shake.
Okay, so Titans were already around at that point. Because we know very little about Titans as well still, even now. This started the war? Was there a war against the Titans? Okay, that may have been lore that slipped my mind, if that's the case. Let's click that and see where it goes.
You think the ground shaking was the Titans?
It makes sense, doesn't it? Something was hurting them, taking their blood.
So they struck back, like we'd swat a stinging bug.
The first memory we saw, with Elganon seizing power, it happened at the end of a war.
A war between the Titans and the elves.
And we just saw how it started.
Okay, interesting.
It feels like we still don't have the full picture. But I think that's part of what Solus regrets. He didn't see the danger.
Except he did. He was worried. You said it yourself.
Yeah, because if they hadn't all taken the form, then the war wouldn't have happened, which wouldn't have led to the Evanuris being regarded as, you know, from
Then he's
war
got a war
generals
on
to
his
kings to
conscience.
gods.
Plus, whatever we find next.
And none of it would have happened. Can we get back to the Blight, though? Like, how is the Blight their fault? That's got to be in one of these memories, right? We got 2 left. We got 2 left. That has to be something we learn about, surely. Okay, there's the fucking dagger.
Have you created what we need?
With this, the proper ritual will sunder every Titan from its spirit.
Pardon?
But you must know those severed dreams will certainly be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Oh no.
It is awful what we're doing.
And the only way to end this war.
Oh no. I mean, they didn't use the word blight just for funsies there.
Solus made the weapon that killed the Titans. No, not killed. He cut away their dreams and left them broken and mindless. He passed me in the halls of Skyhold for a year. He made polite conversation, and he knew.
Right, yeah, because dwarves can't dream. Right, yeah. Oh, man. And then, somehow, I don't know exactly how, but like, they did not just choose the word blight there for funsies. The act of cutting away the Titans from their dreams has, like, a direct outcome of the creation of blight.
Lace, what my people did to yours, that's unforgivable.
You don't need to apologize.
Well, someone should.
Our leaders attacked the Titans for their lyrium. Then, when the war turned against the elves, our leaders did this.
And when the war was over, they enslaved your ancestors. No. Solus, Mythal, and Elgernon are the ones who need to apologize.
To do such a thing. No wonder regret eats away at Solus.
No, it's worse than that.
Man, this is crazy.
That isn't what Solus regrets. Those severed dreams will be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Mierda.
You can't. That's not possible.
When a warden hears the calling, it's like a song in their mind. Sound familiar to you, Lace?
The song of lyrium. Of the Titans.
Holy shit.
We think of the blight as this monstrous force with no mercy,
Holy shit.
no compassion, evil incarnate. Instead, it's a caged animal, mistreated and imprisoned for centuries, until all it knows is fear.
This is wild, dude. Oh my, we've got more lore in this single episode than we have in like 3 whole games, you know? Oh my god. Can we fix it? Can we Bob the Builder that shit?
If the blight is the Titan's dreams, can we, I don't know, heal it? Bring it back from all that anger?
I'm afraid I have no idea. In theory, it would be possible to restore dreams to the Titans.
You can't set it free before it's healed. You'd have blighted Titans laying waste to the entire world.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgernon and Gillanane to deal with now.
And then I want Solus to look me in the eye and answer for what he did.
Each of these memories has been a deeper regret, and almost all of them involve Mythal.
Only one mural left to uncover by my count. If we find it, we'll see what's worse than this.
Alrighty. The last one. Man, these are gorgeous, aren't they? What's it gonna be? Okay, that's Solus and Mythal.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god. The strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
While the prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality?
Oh, this is the end of Inquisition.
They deserve it.
The elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
That's the end of Inquisition, right? So that what we saw in Inquisition was a much truncated version.
Solus killed Mythal? After all that? Is this another memory from a different time?
This is from very recently.
No. He wore that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solus woke up in this
10
world
years
without
ago.
most of his power. Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same as always.
He loved and blamed her.
Every big mistake Solus made is tied to Mythal. He sacrificed his life as a spirit to join her.
He sacrificed his morals when he created the dagger to stop the Titans.
When the other gods struck her down, he destroyed the Elven Empire to avenge her.
Then he wakes up in this world, where everything's gone but his mistakes. And there she is, alive.
And after all he's done, she sides against him again.
All these mistakes are his fault. And hers too. If she won't help him fix the world, of course he has to kill her.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
I wouldn't be so
Agreed.
sure about that.
But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
He turned on Mythal, the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
He's a spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect minds, all the things spirits do.
He created the Veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all messed up. Anything about her or Elgernon is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solus thinks he knows what's best for everyone. Anything he does, he'll do while telling himself he's the hero.
I also think we should rewind a moment to when they said that Solus would never let the Blight out. And it's like, well, he's definitely risking that happening with his whole plan of, like, fixing what he broke, right? Yeah, he was trying to move the gods to a different prison, he says. But, like, you know, there's inherent risk involved in what he was doing, trying to fix the work, you know, fix. I don't know if we'd consider it fixing, but, you know, I feel like they are too sure of themselves that Solus would just, like, you know, never, ever possibly let the Blight back out, you know? He's wrong, but not evil, yeah.
Solus has caused a lot of damage, but he's not like Elgernon, trying to wreck the world to rule it. He's trying to repair the damage he caused, and he knows he made mistakes. There might be hope for him.
You don't think he'll turn on us?
No, he's totally gonna turn on us. I mean, after that.
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller.
Almost.
Almost to its end.
Almost? How can there be more?
When the mighty fall, their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted. Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
Mythal? It's gotta be Mythal, right? Is she somehow still holding on? The same way she did when she died the first time? Oh, no, never mind. Meet Morrigan in the crossroads. Okay. I thought it was gonna be meet Mythal in the crossroads. Never mind. Emmerich. I don't know if it will matter who we bring for this conversation, but Emmerich definitely is, like, the most knowledgeable about Fade stuff, I would think.
This place! I could spend an age speaking to all the spirits here without exhausting its possibilities.
Sup, girl?
Well met, Rook.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Illuvians in general, yes, but not the Dreadwolf's crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solus and Mythal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mythal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solus spilled Mythal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait. How do you know exactly what we saw of Solus's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dreadwolf's memories. When Mythal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
Something about spirits?
So, if Mythal was originally a spirit, maybe that's how she survived her body's death.
Very good. Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit, she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solus. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait. You?
As you say.
Huh. I knew your magic was off.
You're Mythal? That's why the ambient magic around you is so fractured.
Huh.
Such a flattering picture you paint of this ancient bond.
What? That was like how Elganon and Gillenane can talk in your head, but...
'Twas Mythal you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remained free-willed and mortal.
Good.
What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions.
So many questions. Okay, why aren't you elven?
How can you carry Mythal's soul if you're not an elf?
Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance. Mythal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
Oh, man. I mean, I guess she couldn't. I mean, you probably require the dagger, I guess. And she didn't have it.
The fall of our civilization, the wars, everything elves went through. Where was Mythal for us then?
After the gods' betrayal, she was a shadow of her former self, bereft of her power, slowly regaining her strength over the centuries. So she aided the elves as she could, speaking in dreams and offering counsel that ended blights and prevented wars.
Speaking in dreams, you say?
At least now we know.
Do we know... Oh, man. Could Mythal be what was thought of as the Maker? If she spoke in Andraste's dreams? Could she have given her visions? Could they be thinking... Oh, I don't know. Okay, so can you help against the gods?
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elganon? Or Solus?
The last time Mythal faced Elganon and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solus?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right.
It's going to be really awkward if this isn't, like, if none of this is mentioned, because this is obviously a side mission. It's like, I feel like it's fucking insane that all this is a side mission, because this is lore bomb upon lore bomb. But it is a side mission, and so, and our literal next main mission is to go and talk to Solus. Are they going to, like, have a split path where you can fucking talk about everything we're learning here? Or are we going to go talk to Solus and never bring any of this up? Because that would feel really weird if we can't mention anything about what we're learning here. How did you and Solus get along?
You would have met Solus in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mythal's memories. At the time, I thought Solus a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments. He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
'Tis not a memory that brings me pride.
How did all this happen?
So, there's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen?
Mythal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
Oh.
When I learned she intended me to become the next receptacle of an ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own. It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
Sounds terrifying.
I don't think I'd recover from that.
Neither did I, at the start. Mythal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me, but I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me.
What was that?
Regret. Not the regret of a god, but of a mother who knew she would never see me again. And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge, both Mythal's and of those who bore her.
You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mythal.
I am not Mythal in her entirety, but yes, the Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solus?
Ain't that the question? What are you?
I should ask you. Mythal knew Solus better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dreadwolf were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way but that.
Oh.
Even had I the power. What has passed between Solus and Mythal? I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
He's torn but doesn't know it.
Solus talks a lot about what has to be done, being forced to make hard choices, but it's like he's trying to talk himself into it. I think, deep down, he doesn't entirely believe what he's saying.
'Tis exactly like the old wolf to tie himself into the most intricate knots. 'Tis not malice which made Solus your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solus was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
Maybe this could end okay.
Maybe there's a way we all get what we want.
Do you truly believe such a thing?
Well, maybe at least what we deserve.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share.
Oh yeah?
When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solus recovered it from Elganon, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths.
Oh?
This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads.
Huh.
I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
Okay. That's what this door is for? Alright, alright. Well, I reckon we might just about survive the encounter. So, yeah, that was like, how many fragments of Mythal, like, can exist? Are there loads more that we just don't know the whereabouts of? Or, like, because that's kind of crazy. And also, if Mythal can do this when she's killed, what's to stop, like, everyone else? Like, say we beat Gillenane and Elganan. Is there anything stopping them from just doing the same thing that Mythal did, and, you know, they'll be knocked out of their bodies but return to spirit form and regrow over hundreds and potentially thousands of years? Or is there something that means that was something that only Mythal could do?
Another fragment of Mythal? In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not? One small piece of many, formed when something greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original. Among the ancient elves who became known as gods, Dirthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
Right. Okay, we can't, like, elaborate on this. So, survive the encounter?
All of that sounded great until survive the encounter.
You know Solus, and have seen Elganan, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mythal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
Will it, though?
She's just going to attack us. Why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elganan and Gillenane.
Oh?
Or against the Dreadwolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
Okay, this seems very important. It may give you options against Elganan and Gillenane. Like, the way she said that, options, makes me think, like, that it felt almost like a fourth wall break, right? It's not just, you know, oh, maybe it'll be useful in context of the game. That felt like it may give you options, player, wink wink nudge nudge. This might give you options at the end of the game when you're choosing between the three colors, kind of thing. Interesting. Okay. Could you talk to her?
You would know this aspect of Mythal better than anyone. Could you try talking to her?
I dare say she would attack me on sight.
Spirits can't get along with fragments of each other.
Spirits, certainly. But the aspects of a self-righteous god who have walked different paths for ages? One bears the insult of her betrayal by the Evanuris, and then by Solus, as fresh wounds, insult upon injury. The other once fell in love with an Alamari chieftain and lived happily in a swamp for centuries.
Yeah.
Each reminds the other that another path existed, that they could have been wrong, and nothing angers Mythal like being wrong.
Any suggestions?
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
And about types of spirits.
What kind of spirit was Mythal before she became an elf? I know Solus is elven for pride.
Mythal enjoyed ruling and having power, but it came not from the overweening desire to crush resistance, as is the case with Elganan. The emotion that inspired her might best be described as benevolence, a guiding hand, inclined to kindness. But like any spirit, when angered or twisted against her purpose, a more violent aspect arose. Where the Dreadwolf's wisdom gave way to pride when the world did not meet his standards, Mythal's benevolence gave way to retribution. After all, when kindness fails, the guilty must be punished.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
There is one more thing, if I may. Something whispered not by myself, but Mythal. The elves have learned many of the glories and horrors of ancient Elvenon. Yet your people live in this world now as the old elves never could. Know it as they could not. There is your strength. 'Tis why you shall surpass what came before one day.
Did Mythal see this? Is it a prediction?
A hope. From a mother to her distant children, no less beloved than any before them.
See ya. Man. What a fucking part. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Alright, well. Let's go meet Mythal. The other one. The second fragment. And when we asked her about the fragments, she did specifically say that it was like broken into a multitude of pieces. So that implies there is like a third and fourth and fifth and sixth, etc. fragments of Mythal out there.
Fragment, sharper than the whole, prevail, or be sundered completely.
So yeah, with the way that she said, like, this
Getting close
nest
to where
of the
Morrigan
ancients.
said that other fragment of Mythal was.
With the way she said this will provide you options against Elganan and Gillenane, it definitely feels like this is a, like, giga important side quest that could change the ending of the game kind of thing. That is the vibe I'm getting from this. Chest up there. The Traitor's Last Word. The stone nearby bears the gouges of titanic claws. A message has been carved shakily into the ground with a broken tooth. They accused me of treachery against Fen'Harel and cast me down from the heights. I protested my innocence then. I protest it now, crawling with my limbs shattered, but there is no one to hear. So I offer myself up for the execution that once most pleased the gods. May the name of New Nail be cleansed with flame. I don't feel like I've heard the name New Nail before, but hey, let me know if I should be recognizing that. How are we getting up there?
That has to be her.
Do you believe she'll be willing to speak with us? Or are we bound for violence?
We're bound for violence.
Guess we'll find out.
She's gonna turn into a dragon. It is what it is. I don't think there's any avoiding that. How do I get up here, man? It must be, like, past this gateway and then looping around or something, because I'm not seeing a way from here. So, hi.
You are Rook.
Wow.
I have seen you and your companions.
Is this actually what she looked like?
I never again expected to see my children in the
For the
Dreadwolf
first time,
crossroads.
we're actually seeing what she looked like?
And you know who I am.
Mythal.
The part of me
Holy
that
shit.
survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Have you come to seek the blessing of your god? Or did you come to ask your god to sacrifice herself to help you defeat the monsters Elganan and Gillenane have become?
Oh shit, what? This is a unique? Oh, I don't want to choose that though, but I'm like... I'm really curious, just because it's a unique one, but... I mean, no matter what we say here, we're going to end up in a fight against her. Man, I almost always choose the unique option, but I just don't feel like it's the right thing to do here. Even though we're going to end up fighting her either way. We should at least try, you know? She's going to say no, but I want your help.
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world, and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories, his regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganon and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
Well, I mean, are you bored? This would stop the boredom. You know, you've just been sort of locked up here for a while. Okay, none of these. The only one that could lead to something different here is Solus is helping me, but even then, like, he betrayed her as well, so I don't think that will convince her, but this will lead to a fight. We must stop the Blight. She'll be like, prove you can. We must stop the gods. She'll be like, prove you can. We are worthy. She'll be like, prove you are. All of these lead to fights. Solus is helping me. Let's see.
Solus is helping me.
Solus is using you. Besides, why should I esteem the Dreadwolf's approbation? He rebelled against me.
But the two of you stayed close.
Until he killed the tattered fragment of me who hid inside the human swamp witch and wept. He keeps me here, yet has not visited since waking from his slumber. Tell me this. What should I have done when Solus turned against me after all we had been to one another?
Ooh. Man, these are rough. I feel like, see, like, obviously, to a normal person, that would not be something that you respect, but to an Evanuris, or previous Evanuris, I feel like respect is something that they might feel for a move like that.
Maybe you should have listened when he warned you about staying on as rulers after the war.
Are you saying I was wrong?
You asked me what you should have done. I can't prove my worth by lying to you. Solus didn't want to manifest a physical body or destroy the Titans. He did things he hated because he cared about you. Supporting you and Elganon becoming rulers was the one line he wouldn't cross. If someone who followed you everywhere refused to follow you there, what does that say?
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
Okay. I just realized this is a test. I just realized that there is a way through this. Interesting. Okay. Not bad, but not enough. So this is the just exit option, but this is actually a test that we can get through. This is arrogance. I don't think... I'm trying to remember what Morrigan said. She gave us advice. I didn't realize that the advice she was giving us was like, you will literally be tested kind of thing. But I think she said don't be arrogant. That sounds arrogant. We must stop the gods. I don't know. I think the Blight is more of a specific, like, thing that she'd be... because she was part of its creation. So let's go with that.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solus defeated them.
And?
Oh man, which should we go for here? The Blight is your fault. That would surely just piss her off. You stood against it once. Is that enough to convince someone to do so again? People will die. She doesn't give a fuck. she doesn't give a fuck, I feel like. I don't know. Is it you stood against it? Is that where... yeah. I'm not sure that's convincing. I don't know if that's a convincing argument. Well, you did stand against it once, right? Okay, and then how did that work out for me, kind of thing. What's standing against the Blight done for me lately, you know? I don't think she particularly cared. Like, people die every day kind of thing. I feel like, let's go with this.
Stopping the Blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solus, even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
That doesn't mean you were wrong.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home, because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
Okay. We must stop the gods.
You can't want Elganan and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet they were better than the others who threatened your ancestors. Monsters like the Titans, or selfish fools like Anaris. Set the blight aside, and tell me why I should help you topple your own gods.
Selfish fools like Anaris. Why is that ringing a bell? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I've heard the name, but I'm not sure. Put the blight aside, question mark?
How am I supposed to just set the blight aside?
By making an argument not related to it, as I asked you to.
The blight is a core part of who they are, and I don't think you're in favor of it.
My patience wears thin. Choose your next words carefully.
Okay, this is not going well.
Why must I give myself over to you?
We are worthy.
I am worthy of your help.
That is for me to judge.
I am fighting to protect this world.
Any petty tyrant can fight those who come to their land and claim to be protecting their people. What is a protector to you?
This is glazing. I don't think she wants to be glazed. Let's go building a safe place.
It's making a place that's safe for everyone. That means defending against danger, but it also means building a strong community that works together for the common good.
And what have you built?
Look at my team. We're not just hired blades. We started as strangers and grew together into a family.
I feel like it's a bit soon to call us family, but sure.
Compelling.
Yes? Did we do good?
Worthy, Rook.
We did good?
I have spent thousands of years watching. I shall miss that. But if what I am can protect the innocent
We don't have to
smite
fight.
the guilty, this is what remains of me. I give it to you freely.
Nice.
Use it to protect this world with kindness.
I did not think we were succeeding there.
When necessary.
I will. Thank you.
So what exactly is it? You have gained Mythal's favor. Oh shit.
The essence of the Protector. Like a piece of the sun. I've never felt something so alive.
Well done. But we must find a purpose for this wonder.
God knows her moment. At least her essence does. When the time comes, we'll be ready.
Okay.
We did it.
Mythal's
We got
light.
Mythal's essence.
Unique mage knife. Wait, it does... Okay, what? It does 0 physical damage, but then 80 added fire, 80 added necrotic, 80 added electric, 80 added cold. I mean, interesting. And that night, when the sun had gone to sleep, Mythal gathered the glowing earth and formed it into a sphere to be placed in the sky. Man. I mean, we're not going to use that, but it's certainly unique. I'm glad that some uniques actually do feel unique, even though I don't want to use them. But, because some of the uniques have just been like, eh. But I like that there's some actually, like, cool, really unique feeling uniques. Regrets of the Dreadwolf complete. A fragment of Mythal found the team worthy of her power and willingly surrendered her essence. That power now rests safely with the team, ready for when they find a way to use it to stop Elganan and Gillenane, or any other god who might strike.
For once, a peaceful resolution.
Not sure what we do with it just yet, but if Morrigan's telling the truth, it'll come in handy at some point.
Indeed. Alright, so let me know, how many of you successfully talked her through that? Because, like, there's no way this wasn't a boss arena. I didn't think there'd be any way to get out of a fight. But we managed to talk our way through that, which I love that's possible. How many of you guys managed that as well? The Fallen Protector. A pantomime theatre mask of Mythal. In narrative, she is the portent that spurs the story, suffering first and most the forces that wish the tale untold and the hero unsung. Oh, there's more. The Elven People. This one. Fragments of Mythal. Excerpt of a letter from Seer Rowan of the Lords of Fortune to Emmerich and Balara. It is fascinating to hear of your group's encounter with the fragment of Mythal. If the elven gods are indeed spirits who manifested, they were complex enough to hold a variety of impulses and emotions. When Mythal was killed, each fragment might represent one part of her personality. Excerpt of Balara's reply, yes, when I asked the Dalish about Flemeth, she carried Mythal before Morrigan did. I learned that among the Dalish clans, she was known as Ashabelenar, respected as a mage even though she was human. It sounds like even though she wasn't trying to rule anymore, she still wanted to help. Or meddle. Mythal and Flemeth both liked to meddle. Excerpt of Emmerich's reply, indeed, it raises the question of whether the fragment of Mythal that Morrigan carries was more naturally tied to guidance and wisdom than the more imperious spirit we met in the Crossroads. They may be different facets of Mythal's personality, the mentor as opposed to the ruler. The fragments may have also originally been closer in personality, deviating over the years. One imagines Flemeth's fragment must have changed after centuries spent with mortals, and perhaps the Crossroads fragment grew frustrated by her own inability to affect the outside world. It could also very well be a mixture of the above. A spirit, like any person, may affect others and be affected by others in turn. I really want to know what is stopping Elganan and Gillenane from doing the same and just not dying when we presumably kill them at the end of the game. There's no way they make it out of this game alive, right? But are they, like, dead for good dead, or are they just going to be, you know, clinging on as a spirit or whatever for the next multiple hundreds, thousands potentially of years? And, like, they'll be back. So it doesn't, I don't know. I hope we get an answer to that. I hope that there is a reason why that won't happen. Because otherwise, if they don't address it at all, and then the game ends, and it's like, yeah, you killed them, and it's like, alright, but but if Mythal could do it, then why can't they? Unless there's just something I'm missing, which, if I should already know why they can't do that, then let me know. But if the game's going to tell me later, then obviously do not. But yeah, no, very cool. Let's have a look at this arena, I guess. I assume I can still climb down and have a little look, see if there's anything to find out here. That is crazy. What an insane part. That's wow. That is very wow. Okay, so how am I getting up to that chest then? Is the question. Oh, right. By climbing the ladder that goes straight up there, I see. Mythal's Grace. A medallion bearing the symbol of Mythal, ringed with the notes of a song inscribed in spectral notation, music that cannot be heard in this world. God. This like, absolute tons of lore bombs and shit we just got back to back is really making me want to write my own thing. Create my own world with massive backstory and lore that can be revealed over time, kind of thing. It is very inspiring. Very inspiring indeed. A refuge for Mythal. Solus always thought Mythal would join us eventually, that she was better than the rest of the Evanuris. He made this place so she'd be comfortable here once she joined the rebellion. Now it's too late. Solus has sealed this place off out of grief. He won't let me in. I'm sorry, my friend. There was something left for the war to take from you after all. Ah. Yeah. When she was killed. A pale reflection. 20% damage versus enemies with low health. Standard enemies are now always considered to have low health. And defeating an enemy grants 5% ultimate. So you're guaranteed an ultimate every 20 kills. Huh. Huh. That's really good. That is crazy good. But do I want to use it over my duration stuff? I guess I do. It's a flat 20% damage buff because everyone is low health. So it's just a flat damage buff. But that's kind of all I care about now. Because now that we're just blasting through enemies like it's fucking nothing. Duration ability, damage, and like stagger and mana on kills and everything. Like we're not even using it really. We're just smashing through them with our basic attacks. So I think I do equip that. Because that's just a flat 20% damage boost to our standard attacks, which is all we need now. So sounds good. Sounds good to me. Is that everything? I think so. Alright. Alright. Wait, why did I back out? I need to actually travel that. World map. Lighthouse. So the question is, we have to talk to Solus now. The question is, will any of this be able to be brought up? Will they allow us to talk to Solus about all the shit we've just learned? Or is it going to be like, because this was optional, they just don't, like, add it in at all? I don't know. There's also a bunch of people together that we can talk to. So we'll do that next time, I think. I think we'll end the part there. Because technically, talking to Solus is the start of the next quest, so I don't know if it's going to, like, if we go talk to him, is that going to directly, like, cutscene us to going to Weishaupt and stuff? I don't know. I don't want to risk big story stuff, because it sounds like going to Weishaupt is going to be a big story thing, so I don't want to risk pushing into that at this point. So we will leave there for today. And yeah, what a crazy, crazy part. Maybe I'll put all of that. I guess I'll just put all of that in one, actually. We'll just have a longer part than usual, because that was just the lore bomb. the fucking insane lore bomb part. Sounds good. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed. I certainly fucking did. If you did, if you could leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the videos around, share the playlist around if you can. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time for more Dragon Age the Veilguard. Thanks for watching. See you then.